this residency called Interact and Mississippi Creative Arts School. And Interact brings in artists, so community artists, teaching artists, that then work with individual classrooms, grade levels, in order to put on a production.
Interact is doing an important residency with Mississippi Creative Arts School this year to incorporate kids and teaching and a very important subject, which happens to be deep sea community this year, and how we are all working together, how we are all fighting against pollution and trying to clean up our seas and yet still be one unit.
It's always so great to have the artists come in and work with our students. And through Interact, the students get to see teaching artists that looks like some of our students in our school. So they take our students from the stages of creating an idea, right, and getting those ideas out on paper, and then taking them through that whole process of idea to creating props, to the final product, and then to the performance.
The most unique part of this residency, well, there isn't anything like it that we've ever experienced here at school, where the artists are so into the kids, and every kid is a star, no matter how they offer or what they offer as far as their talent and their ability, and that they rise up, and performance day, everything comes together. Each person is a part of the team. Interact has thought of every single piece, from taxis to get families here, from a family meal to feed everyone after we're done celebrating. They have disabled individuals working with our children and actually teachers of our kids. And so every single person is included in this process. It is so diverse and really gives kids a chance to shine.
We have been learning a song called You and Me in Our Deep Sea Community, and another one, and we are acting as fishes and helping the sea. So we just made ideas. So Kat told us we're gonna each time we're gonna start off with once there was, and then we have to add sea creatures, and then we have to rhyme it with the other words.
Sea community. Something dripped on. Remember, guys?
I think what's unique about this community is the fact that the teachers, the administration really embrace your individual self, whether that means your language, whether that means your ethnicity, whether that means arts and culture in general. And so each student can allow to bring that to the table and go, I really enjoy this, or I really want to use this language or sign or Spanish or anything like that that really brings out this piece to life.
So the three of you, come over here. It's a collaboration between myself as a teaching artist, teaching theater in between bracket, and working with Peyton, who is a visual artist. So Peyton teach the kids how to prepare our set, and we were working as partners in this project, myself and Peyton, and then the students, and how to use the props and create the set together, and these elements could help us to build the show. So it was like a real process of a production, and it's a mini production with these little students, and it's amazing.
I wish I was a fit.
So I instruct the kids on how to first design their names so that they understand the process and the medium of spray paint, which we use a water-based acrylic spray paint, which allows us to paint indoors. And so we first go through a name-making process, and I personalize it to them by using their names. From there, we go and design the theme of this year's performance. So they can design the letters, use color theory, spray paint design, collage, coloring and layering to put all those together.
On, cut your fish character out, okay, and then throw you back in. Okay. Right.
Here we go. It's gonna be right here.
We've been making stuff for like stuff that we can put on that help us get ready for the show, and we've been like singing songs and practicing.
Because we had to put on paper mache on the fish so we can have the fish ready, and we missed 5 days, so we had to really get into it.
Yeah, so these kids are extra special. This is our developmental delayed classroom, DCD. So all my kids have a lot of abilities. Some of my kids are nonverbal, and they just sometimes take a little extra time to get things done, and their brains just sometimes do things a little differently. My favorite part, I do think, is just having my kids incorporated. I think that they love art, they love to dance, so to be a part of it is awesome for those kids. We also had an artist, Mr. Jeff. They really loved working with him, and he did a great job of kind of explaining with visuals and using his body to explain things, and that really works really well with my kids having visuals, so he did awesome with the kids.
Stretch the arms.
I think the single most unique thing that happens during the residency with Interact is you get to watch the adults, the Interact artists really come alive and do something that they're not used to doing every day, which is teaching. You know, they're the ones being taught usually every day or being shown something, and they get to step into that opposite role of actually teaching and leading, and it's very magical.
Yeah, good. Keep up the good
work. My favorite part about doing this residency is seeing the kids' faces, putting a smile on their face, if the kids, bit bored, and they come out of their comfort zone just to see them, feel a smile on their face.
I help the kids with the arts in the theater. They've been cutting props like fishes and sharks and stuff. I'm a professional Interact professional actress. I love teaching the school.
Anyone want to come to garden to it? Oh my God. 7 is this over this. And about it, I made
I don't know, I'm kind of nervous with them about the performance today because they're nervous, and so it makes me a little nervous, but I'm also super excited because they're also excited and nervous. And I know from being in theater in my past how that's really tied together, but can really make an awesome performance. So I can't wait to see them do this and just that pride, the pride that they get from it.
The privilege of having 4 teachers in a class that have their own individual artists and art to bring to the table is fantastic. Also learning how to navigate all 4 of these art and mediums into one is also very fascinating.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I think, I was a little nervous to do it, I'm not gonna lie, because, these are my vulnerable students, so you wanna make sure that they're being well taken care of. But I think Interact did an awesome job of working with me and kind of seeing, what they needed to do to make my students feel comfortable, and I think they did that. So I would really recommend special ed teachers to kind of be open to it, and because I think at the end of the day, it really benefited my students to be a part of the art and the movement.
I keep telling, anybody that I meet up to say, the reason why Interact comes back is because, number one, they bring artists that represents the students that are in the classroom. The students can see themselves reflected in who the artists are. And because of the diversity of artists that Interact has, our students are able to not only grow as individuals and become more empowered in who they are, but they also see and develop true empathy for people from all walks of life.
It makes me feel good because I always wanted to sing. I like Interact extremely a lot.